Alright, what's going on? If you're watching this, you are looking at a pre-recorded video from the time of June. To describe a case study of a client of mine. I.Lee stands for Ivan.Lee. It's actually the company. I believe we're in the middle of rebranding, so we're going to change to Radicals because we take a radical approach to marketing. But yeah, I'm going to take you guys through what we did with this particular client. So we could go all the way back to April. And at this point, they did not have a good email marketing system. As you can see, they were generating about $959 in revenue from Klaviyo. It's a mess, right? Obviously, Klaviyo doesn't allow you to backdate like what their flows were before. So this is just an example. But this is how we kind of started. We hadn't sent out any campaigns. We set up a couple flows in the VIP flow, and that's the only one that generated a sale. But it was the end of April, right? Before this, they had even less email marketing. Right? So even worse. So I'm going to go ahead and take you guys through what I did. So in April, I set up all the flows. It was around the end of April, so that's why, there's a lot of empty stuff going on. And then in March, in May, once we set up all the flows and we started sending out campaigns, what you could see is that we started generating a lot of revenue, right? Obviously, we hit a good segment. We realized that if we went after the big purchasers who tended to be doctors, because it's a vitamin brand and the doctors tend to wholesale, that we actually generate a lot more revenue. Now, as you can see, they were making about $28,000, and we basically absorbed a lot of their revenue. So it's not like we added an additional 30%. And I recommend that you don't let any agency tell you that they add 30%. Klaviyo does absorb some of the existing revenue. What you want to see is the revenue go up in absolute value. That's the only value that comes, right? This was last month. We did hit a good portion with campaigns, and that's how we generate a lot of sales. However, the flows were still a little bit not as good, to put it in the least, right? So that's what we focused on in June. Today it is July 1st. 2021, and I'll show you what we did in the month of June. As you can see, back from when we first started, we were at 31,000. We obviously absorbed all the revenue through Klaviyo, so don't pay too much attention to this 46%, this 31%, this 16%. What I want you to look at is the absolute value of revenue and how it went up. I believe that through our contributions, we added an additional $11,000 to this company. And the $11,000 compared to their past revenue in something like March, April, or May. In March, they were generating about $24,000. April, they got to about $28,000. And May, they were about $31,000. So they were increasing about like $3,000 per month, and you could see the big jump between May and June. So May, 31, June, 42, an $11,000 difference. And if you actually do the math, I'm gonna go ahead and reduce it from 11 to from 11,000 to 11 and 42,000 to 42. But 11 divided by 42, that is a 26% addition to revenue. And that is what I believe I could bring along. I actually do expect this to be much higher. Our goals for July is to hit 50,000. The way we're going to do that is by actually going into the flows and increasing this magical number right here, which is the dollar per recipient. That is how you measure the actual value of a flow. We turn off the opt-in, that's why the welcome series isn't firing. But the ideal is that by July, we have all these flows generating money. The campaign's doing better than ever. And of course, just consistently improving our overall strategies, which we do through optimization, split testing, and all that. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to go ahead and jump into our actual templates so you can see the type of designs that we work with. Welcome back. Okay, so I will go through some of the designs that we have created. Ignore these little white lines. This is a PDF. We got these imported into Klaviyo just fine. I just don't want to go in dig too deep into their accounts. But these are the types of emails that we generate. As you can see, we're using personalized variables, so we are communicating directly with the person. This is an abandoned cart email. That's why we have the product name and we have the sample. we obviously get this replaced with the actual product image. And this is just one of the styles that we have. This is us emulating the future. It's a UX design and company, and basically we're taking what their designs that we use, and we transferred it over to this particular client who sells video effects assets. And all these graphics are handmade. All the designs are handmade. Every little thing, like every small detail, the black dots right here, the mismatched lining, the mismatched highlight. This is all from our design. And now I'm going to take you to a completely different brand, and this is a brand that sells lights to mothers for their children, right? Crescent Child. So if you look, these are the emails that we put. We put a nice little cartoon touch to sort of emulate the feeling of buying kids' toys, right? We put nice little imagery of course, using lighting in a more childish, innocent-y way. We put even like lights as toys, and we displayed them in such a way to where it fit the whole email. So for example, this image was yellowish in nature, so we went ahead and actually turned this image yellow. And I don't know if you know, but when you actually open up emails in Gmail, dark mode actually converts these emails inside out, meaning that this text will turn white and the background will turn black. Now, if you're not aware of this, it destroys how your email looks, no matter how much effort you put into it. We make our emails designs like super versatile, so that they can come in and anything that gets transferred over should still look great. And that's sort of a sample of what our templates look like, the approach that we take, and the precautions that we take to actually make our designs the best that they possibly can be.